So if you have anything you want to show off about Mask, it's a good time to maybe share your screen and show anything
Yeah,
latest.
yeah, yeah, sure, sure, sure. Definitely love to.
And then we'll drop
Yeah,
into the Q&A. As people have questions in the chat, we can start to bring those up
great,
a little bit.
great. So a little bit background. Mask, we got an idea in 2016 and started a company, started project in 2017. Originally, the name is Maskbook. Yeah, it's like, Facebook, Maskbook, and Mask Network, et cetera, et cetera. So the basic idea is like, we are I think we're the oldest decentralized social network out there. Um, and we want to do something different, like, instead of building a new Twitter or new Facebook, we want to be a top up superseding the existing ones, including Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, etc., WeChat, etc. The functionality, I guess, heard about the encrypted tweets, encrypted Facebook posts, and eventually we have partnered with Uniswap back in the early DeFi days to swap on top of Twitter. That's what we did back in the days. Now it's more expanded to everything you can do. I'll show the screen later on. You can swap, you can tip, you can do all the amazing things with your friend. And we also have our DID protocol, which is next ID. You can type in, if you're a developer, you can go to web3.bio. It's another link for our APIs. We also have our new mobile app came in recently. It's called Firefly. We call it Mask.x. MaskX. If you check out Firefly.land, it's an all-in-one social aggregator. It can be on Twitter's Lens Forecaster. So my understanding is like it's too early to say what's going on with social network, right? And we might have massive data, massive algorithm, all different kind of like way of interacting with data. Some of them will be encrypted, some of them will be not really gathered from traditional API method. That's the time we encounter Koii network. That was before the Elon, if I remember correctly, that was before the Elon acquisition of Twitter. Um, and back in the days, we had a lot of conversation with that time the Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey. There's many interesting things, and as a company, Twitter is closing down API, which is understandable for cost reasons. But when we notice Koii, we're like, oh, maybe there's a way to do alternative decentralized, verifiable um, crawlers or API or even something bigger using Coin Network. Think about like, what if you send a tweet and delete that in 20 seconds and someone saw that? Someone saw that through their browser extension, through their decentralized nodes. That might be a coin nodes. And you can, say, hey, I saw this guy post a tweet and then delete it in 20 seconds. This can be a verifiable event. And honestly, even those centralized platforms, they don't really have these abilities to verifiable, right? So that's the reason we invest in Coin. And over the years, we found it's very interesting, especially besides Twitter. There's many other really close platforms like Instagram, Facebook. They have the Thread, which is a copy paste of Mastodon. And Mask is our foundation is the largest donor for Mastodon so far. And we saw these things. We're like, oh, they're actually moving to open social, but they're not really moving that through an open way. But since we got Koii, we can do the other alternative ways. Okay, let me show you guys some of the functionalities. Share the screen. Here you go. Okay, you guys see the screen? So if you're on Mask, you can do all the other amazing things like this. Like feels like on Twitter, but it's actually superseding on top of Twitter. You can say swap, connect my MetaMask, and you see my ENS here. Web3 file service. I can upload the file to IPFS, Arweave, and I can do some saving, DeFi, and recently I think it's or I'll see tokens, or maybe I just do some search, right? Mask token, which is MASK, and you see like we have D-Search, decentralized search, which we have partnership with ADOT. We also investor of ADOT, which is also partners Coin Network. So we can do check out price swap. That's powered by powered by Uniswap. Now it's like a lot of aggregators. I can also tip someone. Like pretty sure you don't need tip, but let's say Vitalik. Yeah, we just go here and oh, he actually got Lens. Yeah, he got Lens, and you can follow him on Lens or Forecaster and tip him. He obviously don't need more tip, but you can check out whatever NFT I want to drop. All the other many things, and a lot of these things are back in the days before Elon, or during the time that Elon actually took over Twitter. We have a lot of conversation with the team at Twitter previously, and even now, but understandable that as a centralized entity, there's no reason to provide a lot of things we need, a lot of things that the community need. And here comes the Coin network. You can do all the amazing things, and I think eventually you're going to expand to something that we're going to never provide access point, such as WeChat or TikTok or Snapchat, which they have like fully mobile version and really bad APIs. But I think eventually we're going to have decentralized nodes to watch over all these actions and become verifiable and do all the amazing things on top of it. So far, mass extension wide, or old protocol wide have more than 100K to 200K weekly active users, and we of course several of the Mastodon biggest nodes that will be like 2 million users. Still not fully integrated to Koii, but I guess like eventually it will be one of our best alternatives there for data and for other things we can provide. If you haven't, if you haven't really checked out the extension, check out with the Max.io. If you are like a mobile user, a lot of like friends are mobile users. Check out Firefly app. Um, our most recent experiments with we call it MaskX with all the aggregator stuff. So you can do login with or your wallet and check out with the fees, and all these functionalities. Yeah, so glad to have me here, and that's how we use Koii. If you're interested, um, there's also some APIs for engineers and developers. Let me show you the screen right now. 1 second. Here you go. That's something we did for the APIs, and notably, some of these data are actually from Koii. Because Vitaly is the example that he actually changed all his bio to Vitaly.eth, right? And there's an API dot was in the bio. That's our DID projects. Check out other APIs if you're an engineer. You probably love it. And the underlying, there's a lot of Koii data was imported here as well. All right. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Suji. If we can, we do a quick Q&A now. There's one other speaker coming, but he's not going to be available for another couple minutes because he's caught up, I think, also in Davos. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you've been up to this week in Davos and kind of what the feeling for decentralized social media is around the world? What sort of stuff are people talking about, or where does this technology fit into the greater scheme of things in the global politics and so on?
Yeah, honestly, that was quite boring. Like at least pretend it's actually fun. No, it's not. There's a rumor say there's like all these strange parties you can do all the OGC, but I don't think it's true right now for this year at least. But funny part is like there's more. I think there's more crypto projects boost or in general Web 2.5 to Web 3 company boost than the countries of China, Japan, Korea combined. The only country that actually have more boosts is actually India. Every province have their like boost in their house. Even the US, the major ones are the Master, Visa, BlackRock, Meta. They have the fancy places, but I don't think the young people are gonna go there. It's more about the gray hair banker style. So I'm bullish on the decentralized world, but for social network, it's just so early. There's no representative beside us. We have like small speech there, a small panel there. Beside us, there's no representative of decentralized social network. Some of our friends are there, but people didn't realize, oh, there's such thing there. There's a lot of people lying in the lines for the meta. They hope there's new announcements from Facebook, maybe Threads, whatever. But I don't see innovation there. So yeah, I mean, my experience. Food is back. So next year we probably should do some experiments with putting some hot pot or kebab or barbecue there, and like ask people to pay in Bitcoin to to enjoy the food. Yeah, I'm bullish. Like in 5 years, I guess we won't see any meta. We're probably going to see a lot of social projects or decentralized consumer-facing projects there. Yeah.
Still a little early though. That's good to know. Where do you think adoption is trending right now for these kinds of technologies? I know you guys have had a huge bump in activity over the last couple of years. What part of the world is the most active, and like what's drawing people to the platform?
Honestly, I think it's actually not in the state, not in the English-speaking community. We see a huge growth in the Japanese community, some of the Korean community as well, and I think there will be probably more growth in Mandarin Chinese-speaking community as well. Uh, Currently, I'm in Paris, and I'm talking with some of the top luxury and fashion brand, music and artists. They're also quite bullish on social and NFT. There's no, I mean, they're quite sad that Twitter, not the Elon version of Twitter, they sunset the PFP functionality, and Instagram deleted that. And Thread claimed it to be open, but they never open as an API. And if you're on Mastodon or other decentralized social network, you cannot connect to Thread, which they claim they can, right? I guess there's just not really a good enough consumer application yet. Also, there's not good enough data provider, which Koii is doing a good job. But if we combine them together, people can just move here. Not sure which one will be the winning protocol. I guess there will be never a winning protocol. It's just like, unlike Ethereum, unlike banks, if you really look into the social in Web2, there's WeChat, there's WhatsApp, there's, Line, Kakao, there's, Facebook Messenger. Besides some acquisition, I don't think it's just going to be universal. For social, it might be the same, but the underlying protocol will be interchangeable or compatible. That's my feeling. Probably another 1 or 2 years, but bullish because again, there's no other way to access those closed data besides solutions like Koii. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Well, it's good to hear for us and for everybody here who's running a Koii node. Where does the value flow from, I guess, for these kinds of applications? Because as we're describing now, right now we're incentivizing the task with Koii tokens. I know once we release altcoins, probably next month, we'll start to have mask tokens also available for people to earn with the Koii node. Where does the value flow kind of work out to there? What's the economic system? We're paying out in mask, but what gives the mask token value for people?
Yeah, like in short term, honestly, in short term, it's more about the cultural value. Like, okay, what's the value for Uni? What's the value for Curve besides of the strange collateralization method? What's the value for all these layer one? Lots of them don't really have a value. It's all about the cultural value. But in long run, my opinion, for the social network or the entertainment network is through the different vehicles. Like, think about the railway. Think about the railway, especially that in Japan or Asian country. Like, the railway is fucking losing money in an unbelievable way. In an unbelievable way, they lose the money every year. But since you gather enough traffic for a railway station, like the largest railway station in Japan or other, like Korea and other countries, and then you start to gather the real estate and the entertainment spot around the railway station. And these growth of these entertainment spot around the railway station gonna completely offset the burning of the railway and even make like 10 times higher, 100 times higher. That's what exactly happened to Tencent. If you look into Facebook, it's actually the same thing. They're losing at the very first years, and then eventually they acquire Instagram, acquire WhatsApp using their balance sheet. The problem is like for DAO, the MA and merge and collaboration is just quite limited. Even though I mean our industry believe it should be open, but in the real practice, there's still a lot of beef between different teams, right? But once we open that app, I think that will be solved. We keep use the tokenomics to incentivize the user, incentivize the network. Eventually, when it's large enough, we start to profit from what's around the railway, what's around networks. And then, but it's also controlled and owned and governed by the same group of people, same DAO. And then there are even sub-DAOs, right? They just make it sub-DAOs. There's different sub-DAO. There's Sumify. There's different sub-DAO for the same stablecoin protocols. It might be like 10 different coins. Not sure what's made it expand. They might even become a chain. just like again, my best example, if you ever went to Tokyo, try the railway, you see like I was losing money every day, and also it's earning money every day. That's the funny part. So we have to lose enough money to do a social network, to create a really decentralized social network. There's simply not enough money to lose right now in the industry, and we're happy to back the long-term player. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. So the idea here is to build out the infrastructure similar to a railroad, as you were saying, and then to build layers on top of that. Do you see advertising being a dominant part of this industry, or is that something that we're going to leave in Web 2?
I think it's not really the traditional way of advertisement. It's more interesting way. Like, for example, if I own, like I was in Davos, right? If I own a like luxury brand, like a watch, whatever, Rolex, in 10 years, I think my address, my anonymous address will be ZK linked to that watch. And so if I'm a new brand, I'm a new designer, I'm a new like consumer facing app, I'm gonna just drop some token or drop some NFT to the holder because they know like, oh, Suji is a big collector, or maybe I'm a big fan of Pokemon. We're talking with some game companies in China, Japan, Korea. They have no idea, and like the PS5 trophy, the PlayStation trophy. If I'm a big zombie game player, I might just buy all the other zombie games. So you drop me some token, I'm gonna see that, I'm gonna buy that. That's actually the same thing as advertisement, but it's different model. It's completely different model. That's our algorithm, the old mathematics is not going to work. We need a completely different group of people. There's something we're trying, there's something we're experimenting. There's a project called MBD.xyz. I believe like A. which is a search engine, is talking with Koii, and we partner with Koii as well. Too early to say, but yeah, there will be advertisement, but completely different as we saw in the past.
More like premium features than advertisements, then maybe.
True. Like I got dropped by my Switch gameplay. I got a job by my Apple iPhone usage, or let's say Deepin. I got a job by my Tesla driving. Doesn't matter, but it's the same as advertisement, but even better. Yeah.
Makes sense. So it's more about promotional drops and kind of doing a little bit more engaging advertising than actually just showing people ads. That also sounds a lot less privacy invasive as well. You're giving people a real reward for letting people view their information.
True.
Very interesting. Well, it looks like Stefan is a little bit delayed still, so we're waiting for him. I wanted to open the floor to any questions from the audience. I haven't seen a whole bunch coming through here yet. Does anybody in the room have a question? We've got the chat there, and you can drop your questions in, and we'll be able to discuss them on stage.
I'm gonna run in a few minutes, but I can take some question. And my Twitter is Suji /n, and I'm open to chat to any cool idea consumer facing cryptos. Yeah.
Sure thing. We'll drop that in the chat as well. Somebody did ask if Koii is a layer 1 coin or token. Koii is a layer 1. I think Mask, where is the Mask token currently trading? Just for anybody that wants to go look into it.
And the token is ERC20 on layer 1, but since we're compatible with all the other, like we're also on BSC, on Polygon, on Optimism, ARP. We're trading everywhere. Binance, Coinbase, OK. Korean is a bit. So I mean, if you're no financial advice, but if you want to buy, it's definitely a good timing because like now it's like the bull trap, and honestly, the social and entertainment world is so early. Myself is like still buying this thesis a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a good time to look into that as well. Great. Well, thank you so much, Suji. And for anybody who's still here, we'll keep the Gather Town open in case Stefan's able to join. And if not, we'll try to keep it recorded for you for later. Stay tuned, and we'll have some more time. If anybody does have more questions about Koii, we can answer those here. But we'll just stay tuned and see if Stefan is able to join from Trueflation. Thank you all for your attention.